Lord, this is a divorce that nobody saw coming. Or did we really see it coming? You know, Jeannie Mai and Jeezy are getting a divorce. He actually filed back in June. But I think he has finally finalized. It's not finalized, but basically he has gone through it for this September. But he drew all the paperwork in June. And he is stating irreconcilable differences and that they can no longer be together. There is no hope for this relationship. But Jeannie Mai, honey, has come out fighting. She is contesting the divorce, which basically means she is saying no and she is not agreeing to the divorce, honey. But you guys know they live in, I believe it's Fulton County, Georgia? Yes. They live in Atlanta. So, honey, that is not a state where you will win anything. And she is also asking for alimony after only 2 years of marriage, honey. But let's get into it, you guys.
I'm wondering if she's going to expect alimony. I don't know if that's something that she will get. But I'm sure she will ask.
It's really giving delusional. But let's get into it, you guys. It's Mary.
And Amma.
We invite you guys to like,
subscribe,
and comment down below, you guys, because I just think, she's contesting the divorce. She's also asking for alimony, and he is asking for joint custody. So this man actually wants to leave her where he met her. He does not want to give her anything. They've only been married for 2 years, so I seriously doubt she's getting any type of alimony. And for me, I also think it's kind of dumb for her to even ask, because I just wonder, usually men do not file for divorce. Me and Mom have been having conversations about it, and I personally think maybe something really bad happened or whatever, or maybe he just couldn't trust her. That's what I'm thinking. But what do you think? Do you think that she did something wrong, or do you think that he just do you think that he just has a pattern of leaving women and that's what this is? Because he has 2 other women who have 3 of his kids before her.
I feel like Jeannie Mai, I feel like they both married each other for something.
For a come up.
That's how I feel.
I
feel like he married her because he probably is trying to get into mainstream. Be popular among
all races.
Everyone.
Yeah.
Right? And he felt like this was going to be...
elevate him.
One way.
Right.
Right? And he felt like, okay, if I can hit the Asian market with her, right? That's 1 billion people right there. I can do that. Now, she has left her husband, who she's paying alimony to.
Yeah.
Refused to have a child with.
Yeah.
Not because she didn't want kids.
I think because she didn't want kids with him.
Because he was broke.
Probably. And probably didn't feel safe enough to have kids.
It seems that she was already taking care of him. He may have been kind of...
He probably was the housewife.
On the weak side. And she felt like... when I say weak, maybe...
financially, he wasn't there.
Emotionally. Intellectually, maybe, for her, or whatever. And she felt like, now I got to not only take care of him, now I got to take care of a baby too. It's going to be too much.
Facts.
Right? So she wasn't going to have a baby with him. Period. So now she's in this kind of position.
Because she was already kind of downhill.
Who is going to want me? So she look around. What can I do? And so she finds Jeezy, who was on their show. And she had made this comment. She likes men white and lean.
No, let me actually say verbatim. Because what she said was that... she said, dark meat on the side. White meat keeps me lean and mean. That's what I like. Which basically, for me, that's what I interpret it as.
I will marry
a white man before I ever marry a black man. I don't mind him giving me some weenie. But him being my husband, that ain't gonna happen.
Right.
I would rather be with a Caucasian man. That's her preference. That's what it sounded like to me. She tried to say, no, that's not what I'm saying.
I will not even say that's her preference. That's what she wants.
Yeah.
And if she doesn't prefer, but I mean, anyway.
Not preference, but I mean, y'all know what it means.
Preference, but okay.
That's what she wants.
You said it. That's how it is.
That's what it was. But she tried to say
and
no.
She actually said that on television.
But the thing is,
she did not get canceled for that.
For me, I thought it was disrespectful. I thought it was ignorant.
Shocked. I mean, I was just like...
I had to watch that a few times.
I was shocked that even occurred when I saw that this week. That even occurred on television.
That was 8 years ago, I believe. 7 years ago. It was on the reel.
With black people in the audience. And
Lonnie's sitting right next to her.
And kind of gave her this little easy gateway to just say these things and move on.
Well, I mean, even when Tamara was saying that she loved black men, she loved them. I mean, girl, what do you mean she loved them? When she's talking about how, when she minimized the man to lunch meat, and then she's talking about how she wants them on the side. Like, you know, that's my thing is, the issue is you let anybody into these spaces and then they feel comfortable enough to disrespect you on your own show, on your own platform. And we sit down there like hyenas, cackling as they disrespect you in your face.
You're so funny. Tell me how kind. Insult me how kind, please. It's so disgusting.
It's so ignorant. It's really ignorant.
Oh my goodness.
And I just was like, but that's who he went to.
And
that's who he went and defended.
After she did that, he goes on the Breakfast Club, and you have that lady who was that the one who was...
That was the same one from Michael B. Jordan who was all in his face all about, we knew each other, and he was like, no, you were bullying me.
About how... But anyway,
she said this. How do you feel about it?
This woman, he was saying, he was pretty much trying to say, I've been around her people.
She eating chitlins. No, just because you eat chitlins don't mean you black.
Is the one who say she eating chitlin.
Like, but he agreed though. He's like, yeah, she do eat chitlin. And I'm sorry, I'm black.
Such tiny requirements. To
be in these spaces.
To be in such tiny requirement. Like, she can insult me today. But tomorrow, if she goes and eats chitlins, it's so bizarre.
Like she's down. It might be
so bizarre.
Personally,
we are okay with that.
Yeah,
we're okay with that. And so now, I go and marry her. And so now, and you know what's very interesting? He was on this show not too long ago called The School of Greatness. I think that's what it's called. And they asked him. I think he was on there in July, and they asked him.
No, he was there in August. Does he trust anyone? He asked him twice. He said no, I don't trust nobody. And then he was like, "You don't trust your wife?"
You don't even trust your wife.
He was like, "Well, no, of course I trust." I mean, obviously, no, I don't think he did.
But he was. But they asked, "Do you trust anyone?" He said no. Of course, he asked about the wife. So now, when he was very specific, then he says, "Oh yeah, of course." See, that was a red flag right there. So really, I feel as though they both got together to use each other. And I feel like during this marriage, she has shown her
ass, basically. And I'm sure she has been. I'm sure she has called him some slurs.
I think
all this stuff. Because I can literally see her being like a Courtney Clenny.
Probably, hell no. That this woman...
Because she talked about having a temper.
Had an unspoken deal, like an unspoken deal that we are together for a come up. But I'll be damned if you're gonna be in this relationship, disrespecting me to my face. Now you kind of did it before, where you said that you like
dark me on the side.
But I will be damned if on a regular basis up in these streets you gonna be doing these things to my face in front of your mama and our child, and I just can't take it no more. And then for me to have to pay you alimony and child support, no. I finna drop your tail before I got to pay you anybody of this prenup. I think that's what happened. Now they say that Jeannie is trying to say she want to reconcile. And the only reason why I feel she would want to reconcile is to give her time, a little more time. Do what a lot of men do when they realize a woman about to leave them. They ask for more time. What are the 3 things they do? They either try to give you a child, try to impregnate you, try to tell you, let's go to church, or let's pray.
No, but also they ask
let's go do counseling.
But they also ask for more time.
That's the time. So what she doing now? Let's do this marriage thing because she needs more time. Because in Georgia, after 2 years, ain't nobody gonna give you no alimony.
No, but
she
also
can stay for 5 years, maybe 7 years. Maybe she'll get more money.
No, but also I think the reason why she
pregnant.
No,
again.
But the thing is, why I also think is she probably is trying to get her ducks in a row because Derek Jackson did this to his wife, where he had cheated on her. He was
in Atlanta. What is he in Atlanta?
Yeah, he was holding her hand, all this bota bata, just for him to go and divorce her a year later after she sat down there like some dingbat with the helmet of salvation and a camouflage shirt talking about stuff and they're cursing people's children, talking about vagabonds and all this stuff.
Wasn't she the one who had filed?
Yes.
And then now he turned around
and said, let's make it work. And then he go and he filed. And apparently she had no idea. Not even a week up until the whole thing. So my thing is, Jeannie Mai's going to do one or two things. My thing is also, I want to just say this quickly. I feel like the fact that she showed her ass so much in the marriage that this man had to divorce her in 2 years, and y'all just had a child.
Less than 2 years.
And y'all just had a child. Like, you weren't even thinking smart. One, this man made you sign a prenup the day before the wedding. Red flag. I mean, maybe you could get him on that, but Georgia is a state where they go for the richest person. Honestly, they're on that person's side. But 2, you're in Georgia. You major L. 2, you got a prenup a day before the wedding. Major L. This man wants to do joint custody. Major L. You are getting a divorce after 2 years. Major L. You're not getting alimony. You're probably not going to get child support.
Baby mama. He's third baby mama.
You're probably not going to get child supports. Like, you just weren't smart enough. Like, you should have won. You saw what happened to Tristan Thompson. That girl, she packed her shit from Texas. She moved to California where they would be in her favor. And that woman got set up very well.
She made sure she had that baby in California.
Hello? So, she was smart. But you're sitting down here thinking that you got it made, and then you're here showing your ass, having a whole temper in this marriage. If you really want to milk this man, you should have at least stayed for 7 years, and you should have been quiet as a church mouse.
And then went out like a silly goose to go out on the talk show and tell people how you be having a temper and he gotta check you.
And my thing is, you weren't even smart enough. You're here doing all these interviews. You should have been popping them babies out. Like 1, 2, 3. You should have had 3 kids by now. But you're here focused.
2 kids.
At least 2. At least 2. You know, now you only have the 1 child. She wasn't smart. If you're going to milk somebody, she just did it the wrong way. Now you're here about to be screwed. The man has filed for divorce, so obviously they're going to be on his side. He filed before you could file. That man had filed back in June. What were you doing?
She thought he was going to be desperate enough. But you see, this is the thing. What she didn't realize was this. If he was like Kanye, who this was his first child,
maybe he would have stayed, but he already has 3 other kids.
3 other kids.
By 2 different women.
Like he don't drop them like bad habits. This is par for the course.
Yeah, so he's used to leaving women. Like, nothing made you special, honey. Not your skin tone, nothing. Not that you came from Asia, none of that. It's the same man and all this stuff. Yeah. So it is what it is. And now you are here in this position. So her best bet would to stay in the marriage. I mean, beg this man to stay or whatever and try to get your ducks in a row and try to pop out 3 more kids. Because you obviously have done it wrong this whole time. But will he do it? I don't think so. I don't think he's going to fly for that. I don't think he's going to take her back.
She never should have gone out with him. She should have stayed with her damn self. You know what is very interesting? There was a lady. I was watching this guy, the lead attorney, and he had an Asian woman on his show. And she really went really deeply into how And you know, I don't know this woman, and I really don't know any Asian culture like that. I really don't. But she was talking about how there are different kinds of women who are Asians, and if there are any Asian women here, please explain more. She said there were the dragon mothers and the tiger mothers, right? The dragon mothers, those who go and get their go up the ladder through clout, and tigers who go up the ladder through education. And she says Jeannie was through dragon. Okay, and then she says that they are like street smart. They consider them like ghetto Asians. They are the Asians who go and get these nail salon in black
like they're the hustlers.
They're the hustlers. Actually, she called them scammers. And then when the lead attorney was like, scammers, and then she had to change the term.
Who, Jeannie said this?
It was some
Asian
other lady.
Okay.
Who was on this guy's show. He's called the lead attorney. He's a YouTuber.
Okay.
I was watching his show. I mean, you guys can go and watch his show. It was a whole 5-hour segment. I didn't watch the whole segment, but I saw this particular part that this woman was on there. So it was all very interesting, and I was really interested just to hear from another Asian. And she said that she talked about Jeannie Ma and said that when she was with her husband, her husband who was white, she said that he was a church person, right? And she said she had a totally different accent when she was with him. Behaved totally differently than when she hangs around, her black friends. And, kind of like a chameleon. Which I kind of took offense to, because I remember someone kind of saying that about myself. Like, one moment, I might sound a certain way with my African friends, another way with my African American friends, another way with foreigners who are not African, who are not black, another way with white Americans, like. And one day I was studying in a group, and I happened to talk to like a group of these 4 different groups, and this one girl, she was from, at the time when Yugoslavia was Yugoslavia, and she said to me, not when it was Czechoslovakia, and she says, "You're really fake." And I really took offense. Because she had just witnessed me having these 4 different accents all in one time slot.
I'm dead.
But it wasn't like me being fake. It's just that I did talk to different people at different times.
But I've even noticed that, like, with certain conversations, like, I feel like I can always tell who you're talking to on the phone by your tone.
Exactly.
Like, there's a time where you will be, like, really animated and you'll be speaking Creole. I'm like, okay, I know she's either talking to her siblings, or she's talking to her mama, or she's talking to an African friend, or whatever the case may be. There'll be this time where you have this really calm, measured tone. I know it's somebody that you're not, like, completely open, like, you're not, like, that person is not you're completely open with them. Like, it's kind of, like, you kind of watch what you say or whatever. You don't want to say too much. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And then there's also another time where you have a voice where it's kind of like, you're kind of free, but you speak in your American accent. Yeah. I know that's a very close friend that you're open with. Yeah. So I could tell. I'd be like, I know who mama on the phone with just from her voice. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think that's fake, but I think it's just who the person is. You know what I'm saying? It's just like how, it's like, you have friends, right? Where it's like, okay, I have this friend where I know I can tell her all my ratchet shit, and she gonna be right there with me like, woohoo! And then you have that one friend who judgmental, who's gonna be like, listen, girl, you better get back on the path. What the hell are you doing over there at the nude beach? You know what I'm saying? Right.
Not that I have been at the nude beach.
Right. But just like random, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. So it's not fake, but it's just who you associate with.
Yeah, got you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if we could be open with everybody, that would
Yeah.
be great. But you don't want to be open with everybody, you
Yeah.
know.
So anyhow, so when this woman said this, I was like, I remember being called for millions of followers. So I was like, But anyway.
But I feel like Jeannie Mai is a
interesting.
chameleon in not a good way. Because I feel like she comes to these spaces.
Well, this is what.
And she's kind of fake, though. Like, I mean, being on that show saying dark meat, light meat. Like,
Yeah.
and then people just
so
laughing.
Disrespectful. And people laugh. I was just like, people are not wrapped very tight.
Not at all.
And so, but this lady said she went with her husband to Vietnam, promised some charity.
Jeannie said that she would promise them some money, and she never gave it.
She never did, and she said, "Let me tell you that, Jeannie Ma, if she was steal from her own countrymen." She said, let me tell you, she said, Jeezy is in for something because she got something up her sleeve for him.
I know.
So he better watch out.
The fact that she's
That
contesting
woman
the
had
divorce.
a lot to say. It was very interesting. So anyone who wants to watch that, go on to Lead Attorney. Listen, he did not pay me to say any other stuff. I just watched the man's show yesterday. I never watched him before. His stuff happened to come up. I was watching it. It sounded interesting. But it was actually really good. And I didn't watch the whole thing. But this little theme with this Asian lady was very good. Anyhow.
But yeah, y'all. I mean, y'all let us know what you think. Do you think she did something foul? Do you think Jeezy's justified? Are you on Jeannie Mai's side? Y'all let us know what y'all think, honey.
I think they both did this in a calculated way.
For sure.
And I think at the end of the day,
it wasn't going to work regardless.
It did not work.
She really didn't protect herself.
You both played your cards. And you know something? Let the stuff fall where it may.
Man, he about to leave this woman
jobless. It did not work. Move on. That's what I'll say.
Oh, but let's talk about something real quick.
You guys got a baby from it. Move on.
But let's also talk really quickly about the cheating allegations from Jeannie Mai. They're saying that she might be cheating with Mario Lopez. Now, I thought first they said George Lopez. I was like, oh, she gonna go with for somebody who's seasoned. Well, I mean, for me, I think George Lopez, he's very handsome. But Mario Lopez is fine as hell. Handsome.
And I think he's an asshole, the George Lopez, with his racist jokes.
Oh!
Anywho.
Racist jokes since when? Oh my God.
Listen to that.
Don't say that. Anyway, I had no idea, so y'all just ignored that statement.
Well,
but they said she's with Mario Lopez.
He has had some racist jokes. I never heard it with my own ears, but I remember a time that allegedly he had told some racist jokes. You guys correct me if I'm wrong.
Well, anyway, let's talk about Mario Lopez because he is fine as hell, and they'll be a good couple. But I don't know. Do you think
she? Jeannie, go enjoy yourself, girl.
You ain't right. Okay.
I'm sure he will be very happy to step in like Russell did with Sierra Girl.
Well, we'll see what happens.
You may not have a temper with him. He seems to be very easygoing.
Yeah.
Jeezy never seemed to really like you from the jump. Every time I saw them still photos, it didn't look as though Jeezy really liked you. Of all the photos I saw, you always seemed to like him more than he liked you.
Well, she seems to be faking it. I didn't think she really liked him either. Talking about dark meat on the side. You don't like nobody talking about you like dark meat on the side. Girl, bye. You saw that black man. He saw your skin color. He knew what it was. You knew what it was, and y'all both decided let's go make a biracial baby.
Leave each other in peace.
I mean, really,
leave him with his 50 million, and he leave you with your 4 million.
Y'all both used each other.
You all have a baby. You all, share the baby. Equal times?
Girl, I would say try to make it out of court. At least try to tell him, look, Jeezy, give me at least $1 million. I'll leave you alone. You know what I'm saying? Or give him help.
Get something so that at least you can
move out or whatever. Have something of your own.
At least have some of that extra money so you can pay that useless husband she had prior. Pay some of the alimony.
I don't think he's gonna give her anything. The fact that this man was joint custody,
that man
he wants to leave you jobless when he found her. Remember when she got kicked off the reel? Well, they all got jobless.
He doesn't want to give her a grade of rice. But I don't want that to sound as though it's racist. Because then I realized, does that sound as though it's racist? But Africa also eats rice.
Yes, right.
So it's not like
it doesn't seem like.
But I'm trying to think of a very small thing. That's why I said grain of rice. What else is small? A grain of mustard seed.
Yeah, he doesn't want to give her a mustard.
Hey,
Hey, listen, okay. Anyway, let's wrap it up. It's Mary.
A grain of sand. He does not even want to give him a grain of sand.
Hot mess.
I'm telling you, yes.
But this is what happens when you choose the wrong person. This is what happens when you overplay your hand, and this is what happens when you have a temper. This is what happens where you can't keep your mouth shut and try to set yourself up real well. The man has divorced you in 2 years.
And you know something,
you couldn't even behave.
If you get to have to pay her, that will serve your tail right for all the wrong you done did to them other women.
Hello, karma.
So at the end of the day, however it will work out, it will serve either one of you all right.
Well, like we used to say on this show, we both wish them the day they deserve. Okay? Well,
you done said it, Mary.
Anyway, it's Mary.
And
invite y'all to like,
subscribe,
and comment down below, child.